Go. Hello, my name is Alex Talib, and this is my cousin Joe. He's gonna help me in my project. So this is my ID. Okay. Today I'm gonna speak about the unintended harm of AI-driven health diagnostics. So the scenario is a leading health tech company launches an AI-driven diagnostic tool that was intended to revolutionize the medical field by quickly analyzing medical scans and identifying potential health issues. However, the tool begins to produce false negatives, especially for certain demographic groups, leading to misdiagnosed and delayed treatments. After an investigation, it is found that engineers failed to consider certain bases in the data used to train the AI system, leading to unintended harm. So the concept related from our course material are first of all the responsibility and engineering. Engineers and developers for the AI systems must take responsibility for the harm caused. The risk and technology ethics and the environment. The risk involved in relying on technology that impacts human health, ethical aspects of technical risks, design of technology and danger, the failure to address the risk posed by inaccurate diagnosis, engineering codes of conduct. Did the engineers follow ethical guidelines in the development and deployment of the tool? Passive responsibility. Engineers who knew about potential flaws in the system but did not raise the alarm about its use. So the key takeaways, the risk assessment and uh, precaution precautionary principles are essentially to minimize the harmful impacts of new technologies. Engineers must actively consider public welfare and not just focus on technological innovation. The concept of passive responsibility plays a crucial role in ensuring that engineers take action to address risk or unethical practices they observe. Adhering to engineering codes of conduct can help ensure decisions align with ethical guidelines. So today, Joe will help me with this project, and yeah.
Okay. Um, as the presenter, I will start to skip that Alex written. Um, Welcome to today's episode. We've got an important discussion about AI and its implications in healthcare. Joining me today is Alex, the head engineering behind the AI-driven diagnostic tool that recently faced some serious issues. Thanks for being here, Alex.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Joe. It's great to be here, even though the topic is a bit challenging.
Absolutely, Alex. So let's dive right in. This AI diagnostic tool was designed to revolutionize the healthcare, but it seems there were some unintended consequences. Can you tell us a bit about what happened?
Sure, the tool was developed with the idea of helping doctors diagnose conditions faster and more accurately by analyzing medical scans and data. It worked well in most cases, but it became clear that there were some issues when we started seeing a pattern. Especially, the AI was not performing well with certain demographic groups, particularly those with darker skin tones. That led to a number of misdiagnosed and unfortunately some delayed treatment. It turned out that our training data, which was not as diverse as it should have been, led to these bases in the AI's decision making.
Okay. So that sounds like a serious oversight. From an engineering perspective, what went wrong in terms of risk and safety evaluation during the design process?
That's a great question. Looking back, we clearly didn't conduct a comprehensive risk assessment. We focused on the technological capabilities like speed and accuracy, rather than considering the ethical aspects of technical risk. We should have asked what are the risks of this tool not being inclusive, and could this cause harm. We were so focused on innovation that we missed the bigger picture of answering the if the tool was safe and fair for all users. This is where the concept of risk management really applies. We should have been much more proactive in identifying potential risk and testing the AI's performance across a broader range of population. Instead, we only tested with a limited set of data, and that didn't give us a full picture of how it would perform in the real world.
Okay. So you were basically rushing to get the technology out there without sufficient testing for diverse real-world scenarios. Okay. So that's where the responsibility of engineering comes in, right?
Exactly, as engineers, our primary responsibility is to protect public health and safety. And in this case, we failed to do that. We didn't consider how our technology could disproportionately affect certain groups. And while the intent was to help, we missed key ethical principles. There is also the issues of passive responsibility. Some of us knew there were gaps in the data, but we didn't speak up soon enough. We thought it was a minor issue or that it could be fixed later, but we should have acted sooner to address the bias in the system.
Okay, that's a great point. Do you think the engineering code of conduct helped guide your decision-making process during the development phase or not?
Well, to be honest, the codes of conduct did set the right foundation for us in terms of general engineering ethics, such as being honest, ensuring public safety, and maintaining integrity. But we didn't apply those principles rigorously enough when it came to real-world consequences. Engineering codes of conduct often emphasize things like transparency and public welfare, but sometimes we fall into the trap of focusing more on technological capabilities rather than the full range of societal impacts. We could have been more diligent in reviewing the impacts, the ethical implications of the technology before releasing it. Our initial rush to market was a failure to uphold the moral and ethical standard we should have followed.
Okay. So it's a case of getting too caught up in the excitement of innovation without enough focus on the consequences. So speaking of consequences, how did the issue get out of hand? Was there a point where it became clear that something was seriously wrong?
Yes, absolutely. The tipping point came when we started receiving feedbacks from medical practitioners and patients. There were cases where the AI missed crucial diagnose or suggested incorrect treatment, especially for people from underrepresented backgrounds. This led to unnecessary delays in care, which, as you can imagine, had very real consequences on patients' life. The thing is, we didn't anticipate this risk, and because we didn't do that, the technology in a variety of demographic groups, the bias was essentially built into the system. That's where the ethical aspects of technical risk became glaringly clear. The risk wasn't just about misdiagnosing a patient, but about failing to provide equal care to all people.
Oh, so that must have been a tough realization. Looking back, would you say this could have been avoided?
Absolutely. If we had implanted a more a robust risk management strategy from the beginning, including gathering diverse data sets and considering potential harms, we would have avoided this crisis. Also, the concept of safety first design is key. We should have tested the AI under a broader range of conditions, especially those that might affect a vulnerable population. But beyond just technical testing, we should have considered the broader social and ethical implications. The design of technology isn't just about creating something that's strong, it's about ensuring that it doesn't harm and that it benefits everyone equally.
Oh, so I guess it really comes down to being accountable, right? Even when you're not directly causing harm, if you know something is wrong and you don't act, you're still responsible.
Absolutely. The concept of passive responsibility is huge here. We all share responsibility for this. As engineers, we must question and challenge decision when we see risks that aren't being addressed. It's easy to get caught in deadlines, profit, margin, or the excitement of innovation. But we can't ignore the long-term consequences. We are accountable for the technology we create and the lives it impacts.
So, Alex, you've really highlighted some important lessons here. In your view, what should engineers take away from this experience?
So first and foremost, public welfare must always be the top priority. We need to approach technology with a strong ethical mindset and be proactive in identifying potential risks, especially those that could harm vulnerable population. Engineers must not only think about the technical capabilities of a tool, but also how it will affect society as a whole. We need to embrace continuous testing, inclusion, and fairness in our design. If we keep the responsibility to protect life, safety, and equality at the core of our work, will be far less likely to overlook these issues.
Very well said. Thanks so much for joining us today, Alex. It's been really insightful, and I'm sure our listeners will take away a lot from this discussion.
Thanks for having me, Joe. I hope that by this discussing things, we can all learn and contribute to making future technologies safer and more inclusive for everyone.
Absolutely. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe for more insightful discussions on the ethical aspects of engineering. Until next time.